update show. This is
Yes.
Meredith Barnett, and
Yes.
I am your host for our usual interviews, Allison Austin. And Meredith and I have been working together off and on for many years, and we have been friends for many, many years. Hi, Meredith. Thanks for
Hi,
doing this with me and showing your face from behind the camera, finally.
My pleasure.
If it weren't for Meredith, a lot of our Light Up the Blues footage would never have happened that you have all seen with Sheryl Crow and Jack Black and the Stills and many other people from our 2019 coverage, I think it was. 2018, sorry. We were talking about it. And I said, let's co-host something where we can turn out something in short form, a little closer to doing updates, weekly updates, if we can. Right now, it'll start out a little bit slower, but count on us to go onto IGTV and to have our platform there. And we'll also be streaming from YouTube. So you can check it out there. But Meredith, take it away.
What have you all been listening to get through the pandemic? What's been on your playlist? Or do you, I made some pandemic playlists for friends, and like me personally, like Michael Kiwanuka has been my jam for all of 2020.
Yeah.
But yeah, we want to know what you're listening to, what you have been listening to, what's sort of saved your life during this time.
I think for me, I'll just chime in with mine. Dua Lipa. I just want to say that Break My Heart has been like a jam of mine.
Yes.
That's really fun. I love Miley's new Prisoner with her, that duet.
Yeah.
You know, Miley Cyrus and Dua Lipa. And I dancing has saved my ass during
I think a lot of people are just like, I have to move my body.
And thank God we have these artists that are having fun with it. And yet, you know, really, really talented in their own right. It's not like they're just zeros and ones kinds of vocalists. These are really really talented people that are really singing.
Yeah, you know, the Grammys are Sunday, and I was listening to some people nominated for best new artist, and then I was like, I'm expecting, the cynical part of me is like, oh, I'm just gonna hear all this auto tune and this and that, but then I listened to Black Pumas. Have you listened to them?
No, tell me about them.
Holy shit. It's like two guys and just like amazing vocals, but I was so pleasantly surprised because like I was like, what is this new music that I'm gonna hear and hate, you know?
What are they gonna try to spoon feed me?
Yeah, right.
That stuff. I know. I have that same cynicism sometimes, and I encourage all of us to knock it off because it's not the time for it, right? And that's okay. I mean, you know, the cool thing is we can all have our opinions and you don't have to listen to it if you don't like it, but admittedly, like on all fronts, whether it's Americana, folk, soul, or whatever we want to call Lukasz Nelson and The Promise of the Real, they're amazing. I mean, and a lot of these people that were touring like Stagecoach and Coachella and all that, that's not happening, have had to have other avenues just like everybody has. And it's interesting that everybody's kind of, I mean, I won't want to say on the same playing field because certainly some people are more established and they're artists out dependent on clubs, but there is a more even playing field virtually, at least.
Yeah.
So that's some of the great things that have come out of this for artists, I know, but it's still like super really challenging. So I guess I liked your question, which is, what are you as artists doing to negotiate and navigate the pandemic, not only like, you know, emotionally and mentally, but financially.
Right.
I know we're just all very concerned about that, no matter from the top to the bottom. So maybe we could pose that question and have people respond to us so we can get a cross section of.
Yeah, I would love to hear, not that I'm saying I want to hear people's struggles, but it's helpful if you know that other people are, you know, in the same boat, and we don't know when touring's going to open back up. I just saw that Dinosaur Jr. announced, I guess they have this, what's it called? Oh my God, this Camp Fuzz retreat that they do in the summer. And it's like an interactive rock camp. and they do master classes and arts and crafts and Q&As. And so I just saw they're going to be doing that live in July. But yeah, for touring musicians, it's like everything was stopped. So, and audio engineers and lighting people. And, so, I mean, there's that roadie relief on Instagram that really, it shows a great insight of all these crew guys and roadies and what they're doing.
Great. Okay, so Dr. Luke did the debut album with Doja Cat in 2014. And then he did her sophomore album, Hot Pink. And he did it under the name, which is a pseudonym, of Tyson Trax. And the Recording Academy is saying, we're not sure if we knew, maybe we didn't know, but maybe we did. I don't know. They're really not answering the question, according to the Charlotte Observer and several other publications. And we'll put links down in the bottom of this YouTube video. But I just want to say that I'm a little disturbed, like Fiona Apple came out and spoke against it, as well as I'm sure some other people, but she's the most vocal right now that I could see. But not only that, Kesha was on a couple years ago singing beautifully and powerfully her song kind of all about this.
I remember that. I didn't know, I was so moved by it. I didn't know much about her. I thought she was just kind of like this pop whatever. And I was just like, whoa, that really shook me.
Me too.
Yeah.
So what does it say? What does it say to women when we see the dismissal of their female CEO, when we have no answers, and now you have this man nominated? I think it's kind of outrageous, and I'm a little bit disappointed. I love the Grammys. I love watching the show, but it's starting to like add up with the Recording Academy.
Yeah. And Deborah Dugan saying, and we're talking, this is just a few years ago, 2018, like it's this boys club mentality. Mm-hmm. The vibe I kind of get is like, on paper, we're going to look like we're so pro women and we're making all these changes. But if you just go under the surface, the tiniest bit, that's all for show. We're actually just going to put somebody who, has been accused,
Yeah.
It just is like, oh, this is what we're supposed to do. And it's transparent. It's so transparent. And
so are we facing this like time of arrogance of the Recording Academy, or do we think that they're going to respond in turn with some kind of explanation, maybe even in the show on Sunday? I don't know. We'll see.
And and then The Weeknd just announced that he's boycotting the Grammys from here on out. Forever after his 2021 nomination snub because of the secret committees. This is his quote. "I will no longer allow my label to submit my music to the Grammy," he said in a statement in the New York Times. The Black Pumas, which I was talking about earlier, and I couldn't vocalize what I was trying to say about them, but they were just nominated for Best New Artist, and I love them.
Oh yeah.
They're so, like I said, it's kind of like when you hear like new music, you're like, oh, but so yeah, they're kind of like this psychedelic soul R&B. It's singer-songwriter Eric Burton and guitarist producer Adrian Quesada. And Eric Burton was like is it what it's called, busking, when you play for money on the street?
Is that what it's called, busking?
Yeah, busking. Yeah, he was just like busking at the Santa Monica Pier, singing, and then he decided to move to Austin, and Adrian discovered him as he was like busking in the streets and was like, let's collaborate. And Adrian was already established Latin funk band, and now they're actually, speaking of Grammys, nominated, and I really like their stuff. So Grammys as well, Phoebe Bridgers nominated also Best New Artist.
Yes.
I love all these young females.
Me too.
Really coming up. And then she's kind of doing this collaboration with like old timers. She just covered Jackson Brown's song Kyoto. And now she and Paul McCartney brought her on to remix a song off his 2020 album Imagined, and that's where McCartney III was the album in 2020, and now Imagined is remixes and collaborations with a bunch of artists like Josh Homme from Queens of Stone Age,
Yes.
Speaking of crushes, Blood Orange, Massive Attack, St. Vincent.
Massive Attack, nice. You can come on our show anytime, Paul. PM, as I like to call him. A sad thing happened, which is that we lost Chick Corea.
Huge.
I'm really very sad. I was really enjoying he was live streaming this whole past year, and now I know what he was doing. I thought, gosh, the Fortune at 3:00, like it was every day for a minute, and then he kind of got sporadic with it, but something like in process, he called it. And I just thought, what kind of gift is this that the pandemic has brought me? Chick Corea live on, or virtually live. And that was quite a gift he left. And I love.
So cool. So cool that he did that. Yeah, that is such a giving thing to do.
And if you don't know who he is, please go right now to wherever you listen to music and listen to Chick Corea, or go to his Facebook page and look at all his live streams from the past year. It's delightful. And if you've lost your friend, I'm sorry, because I know many of you that either worked with him or knew him or toured with him. So just our condolences. And
he was the recipient of 23 Grammy Awards, the most of any jazz artist ever.
That's right.
And yeah, I mean, he was so huge in the jazz world and all of the music world, and so influential.
Yeah. Oh, he'll be missed, definitely. And I never met him personally, but friends of friends have told me that he's just like the loveliest spirit. So safe journey, Chick Corea.
Yes.
And hopefully that we will bring you more updates. We're going to keep doing this, right, Meredith?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fun. And check out the Grammys on Sunday. Trevor knows something. Let us know what you think, the controversy. And
yeah, put your comments down. Tell us how you enjoyed the show. Tell us what you think before the show.
Tell us what you're listening to right now. Tell us what got you through the pandemic. We want to know.
Happening? Please communicate with us by commenting, liking.
Slide into our DMs. I kind of hate that phrase, but slide into our DMs. I'm Meredith.
I'm Allison. Thanks for watching MSHIFT News.